Welcome to the Shanley Hotel. A dwelling so severely haunted, children are banned from spending the night, and Ouija boards are strictly forbidden. Within these walls, an entire generation of the Shanley family lost their lives, yet many claim their spirits still remain. In 1906, James Shanley purchased the hotel, and soon after married his longtime sweetheart, Beatrice Rowley. They welcomed 3 children, Kathleen, James, and William, but the joy was short-lived. All 3 children died in the hotel, all 3 before their first birthday. And they weren't the only children to pass on the property. A hotel employee's daughter, Rosie, fell down a nearby well to her death. To this day, guests of the hotel claim to see the spirits of children running through the halls. Childlike laughter echoes in empty rooms, and a weeping woman, likely Beatrice Shanley, is seen roaming the hotel in search of her lost sons and daughter. But these dearly departed aren't the only spirits haunting Shanley's halls. With all of Shanley's children gone, the hotel's second floor was converted into a Prohibition-era bordello. Some claim the employees and patrons still visit the Shanley from beyond the grave. One woman, Anna, has been seen and heard in the second-floor room she once inhabited. And the screams of Claire, a woman who took her own life in the late 1800s, are heard echoing around the 3rd floor. While the specter of Sweet Thing, the hotel's former cat, scampers around the house. Claire, Anna, the Shanleys, they aren't alone. Dozens more ghosts have been sighted on the premises, leaving many to wonder, are there more ghosts than guests in the Shanley Hotel? Eastern State Penitentiary. A prison so secure, even death offers no escape. Opened in 1829, the prison was built to hold America's most dangerous criminals and killers. Stone walls 20 inches thick and mazes of hallways ensured there was no hope of escape. Still, many tried and were brutally punished. When prisoners misbehaved, they were held underwater, then strung up outside until their skin froze over. Others were thrown into the Hole, an underground cell cut off from light, air, and all human contact. Worst of all, many were sent to the Mad Chair, a seat that bound its victims so tightly, all circulation was cut off. Several prisoners required an amputation after a visit to the Mad Chair. Still more went insane. Today, the tormented spirits of prisoners still walk these halls. In cell block 12, visitors claim to hear echoing voices and cackling laughter. Cell block 6 is home to the Phantom, an angry, malevolent spirit who lurks silent and still until you get too close. Then he darts away. Outside, the spirit of a former guard, murdered by an inmate while on watch, still stands sentry at his guard tower. But the most notorious spirit at Eastern State Penitentiary is also the most aggressive. On one occasion, a locksmith was called to reopen cell block 4, which had been sealed shut for some time. When the door was opened, the locksmith claims a horrible negative energy exploded from the cell, gripping him so hard he was unable to move, while tormented faces suddenly appeared on the cell walls all around him. With so many angry spirits trapped in these cells, many wonder, were some prisoners sentenced to life after death? Burnbrae Mansion, a dream home that became a living nightmare. At Burnbrae, children's laughter rings through the halls. But children haven't lived here for a long time. Margaret Ross Elkin, an heiress to the Singer sewing machine fortune, built the sprawling mansion to house her growing family in 1907. Tragically, Margaret outlived many of her own children, and even grandchildren. Before her death in 1951, Margaret laid her daughter Elsie, son Charles, and grandson Levi to rest on the property. But many claim their spirits never left the nursery. Part of that nursery still stands untouched, walled in behind a bedroom on the second floor. No one knows exactly why the room was sealed shut, but visitors often hear the sounds of children laughing and playing through the walls. Just down the hall, a closet still houses dozens of dolls belonging to the children who lived and died on the property. And the children of Burnbrae Mansion are not alone. Witnesses claim a woman in white haunts the hallways and staircases, pacing back and forth, calling to the other spirits. Could it be Margaret searching for her lost children? Or the children's nurse refusing to abandon her post? Outside, the family coachman, William, has been seen roaming the forest, still wearing the dark suit he wore the night he was found dead from a self-inflicted gunshot. Even the family pets seem reluctant to leave. Animal noises, particularly a cat's plaintive, disembodied meowing, are often reported at the house. At Burnbrae Mansion, the family that haunts together stays together forever.